The first time I attempted to plan my year ahead was at the beginning of 2015, and I really struggled with this because there was not much guidance on the internet about this or even in books. There was not really a comprehensive guide of the different ways how you can approach this, so I can find the way that would work for me. And ever since, every year I try to search for this and I can't find it. So this year I decided to create one myself. So in this video I have 7 different ways how you can approach planning for 2021. I'm going to talk about how Tim Ferriss does it, some tips from Stephen Covey, Robin Sharma. I'm going to mention an affirmation exercise. There will be one plan for people that like to score themselves, and even if you are a person that already has his or her goals set up, then I have something for you as well. And if you know of a way how to plan a year that I'm not mentioning here, make sure that you link some resources down below or describe how to do it so we help each other out. Yearly planning usually has 2 phases. The first one is reviewing the previous year, and the second part is planning for the year ahead. For example, Tim Ferriss does what he calls past year reviews, and it goes like this. You grab a notebook and create 2 columns, positive and negative. Go through your calendar from the last year and look at every week. For each week, note any people or activities or commitments that triggered peak positive or negative emotions. Put them in their respective columns. Alternatively, if you have been doing my weekly review sessions as I talked about in this video, you can go through your answers from this year and you already have everything sorted into what went well and what didn't. And you can just take the most relevant answers. Once you've gone through the past year, look at your notebook list and ask what 20% of each column produced the most reliable or powerful peaks. Based on the answers, take your positive leaders and schedule more of them in the new year. Get them on the calendar now. Book things with friends and prepay for activities, events, commitments that you know work. It's not real until it's in the calendar. That's step 1. Step 2 is to take your negative leaders and put them on a not to do list at the top. And put this list somewhere you can see it each morning for the first few weeks of 2021. These are the people and things you know make you miserable, so don't put them on your calendar out of obligation, guilt, or other nonsense. If you are more of a person that wants clear plans, direction, and be organized, the yearly planning with help from Robin Sharma might be useful. Step number 1, write down your big 5. These are the 5 outcomes that absolutely must get done for 2021 to become the best year of your life yet. Step number 2, note your top 5 values. If you know your values, making decisions is easy. You don't make decisions based on what is more urgent, but based on what is truly important for you and what has long-term benefits. Step number 3, write your quarterly 10. That is pretty straightforward. Deconstruct and then reverse sequence your big 5 into 10 tinier goals that you will nail over the first 90 days of this fresh new year. Step number 4, go through your life assessment. Evaluate your current life. Check out my video on how exactly to do that in just 5 minutes. Step number 5, draw a cartoon of 2021 as your best year yet. Robin Sharma suggests drawing, draw your ideal home, fitness, financial, professional, and adventure life. Doing this also generates hope and releases energy elements necessary to get you more momentum at the start of this year. And I think writing it down may also work if drawing seems a little bit too intimidating. Step number 6, list your daily rituals. It all comes down to what you do daily. I suggest you check out my video on habit stacking to see how you can manage a lot in just 30 minutes a day. You can also watch my other videos on implementing new habits and routines in your life. But for now, list daily habits that will directly contribute to your goals that you wrote above. Step number 7, create your stop doing list. Average performers have a to-do list. A players do stop doing lists. Note down all the activities you intend to stop doing over the new year. Examples include complaining, gossiping, procrastinating, missing workouts, stagnating at work, and coasting through life instead of making the new choices that will make your life brilliantly better. Step number 8, set your growth tool. Note your learning and growth commitments for 2021. You need to think about your personal development and professional education. Think books, courses, conferences, networking opportunities, etc. Then schedule them into your calendar. And finally, step number 9, construct your circle of giants. You become who you surround yourself with. If you're the most successful person you know, I strongly encourage you to make today the day you start to know some new people. If you're like, I want to write goals in categories that matter and be able to evaluate how I am doing by the end of the year, you can try this. Write down categories that you care about. Those can include personal, finances, study, business, work, home, society, health, leisure, or whatever is important for you. In each category, you write down where you're at, your current situation, and then you write where you would like to be in December 2021. And finally, you write down steps you need to take to reach those goals. Then every month, you rank yourself on scale 0 to 100 on where you're at. 0 is the current situation now at the beginning of 2021, and 100 is where you would like to be at the end of this year. This gives you a great overview throughout the year in where you are putting most of your energy and if you're maybe avoiding certain category. If you're looking to make a drastic change in 2021, you can try to do it with this affirmation exercise. You basically write down how you want that your life will look like in December 2021. What does your life look like? What are you doing? Where are you living? Who are you living with? Do you have pets? How does your home look like? How do you look like? What clothes are you wearing? What kind of hair do you have? Write about your career. What do you want to achieve there? What are you reading? What are your hobbies? What excites you? What is your health like? Write down how one day of your life looks like. Start from the minute you wake up, brush your teeth, have your coffee or tea, all the way through until minute you go to bed at night. What is that day like for you? Dream big and without any fear. Write it all down. You don't have to share it with anyone other than yourself. Put your whole heart into it and write like there is no tomorrow. Write like your life depends on it, because it kind of does. And then read it once a month and see what happens. Another way how you can approach planning your 2021 is to think in roles. Stephen Covey talks about it in his book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and he talks about it in the context of weekly planning, but that does not mean that we cannot use it also for our yearly plan. How it works is you figure out the most important roles in your life. You might be parent, partner, child, employee, athlete, etc. And you write goals for each of those roles and then actionable steps that lead to fulfilling those goals. And if you're like, I don't really need any goals because all that I have in place, but I still want to do something for the upcoming year so that it is easier, then you can sit down with your calendar, paper one or on your computer, and pre-fill things like birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, conferences, school dates, festivals, events. You can make reminders to buy presents or organize doctor's appointments, car or house maintenance. Your future self will thank you. And if you're like, I just want some template where I answer questions and it gives me an idea of what to do with my next year, you can try yearcompass.com, where you can download for free a template with 20 pages of questions. This is something I was using in the past several years, and it is definitely a good template to go through. I hope you found this video helpful and you're going to implement some of my tips into your yearly planning. Support my channel by liking this video, sharing it with a friend or two, and subscribing. Cheers!